Hi everyone, Lisa here, aka maggiemylow. And this page, this layout here is in response to the 500 subbie ohsnapgonzo challenge. And congratulations, Sandra, on your 500 subbies. You deserve it. Your pages are so awesome, and you're such an awesome person. And her and I have become such fast friends that I just love her. I call her my sister from another mister. Um, so for her 500 subby challenge, she wanted us to create layouts or not cards, layouts, Project Life or Smash, I think it was, on something that is difficult for you to scrapbook about. So I chose the death of my children's father. We were divorced at the time of his death, but his death was very, very sudden. My kids were extremely young. I think Troy was 6 when it happened. No, sorry, he was 7 when he had passed away. So Tasha would have been 10, pardon me. So what had happened is he actually was hit head on by a vehicle that crossed over the center line, and he was driving a cab over truck, which that means the engine is you're sitting on top of the engine. It's a cab over. And then the engine had exploded and he died instantly. So even though we were divorced, I mean, I loved him. I mean, we were married. It was, it's not like I hated him, but we were divorced, and it was really hard on the kids. And this page is about kind of coming to terms with everything. And so the title is going to be the difficult years ahead, and it's kind of explaining about right from the time of the accident to how after the funeral, all the difficulties that I had with the kids and their emotions and stuff like that. I was a single parent, so when you're the mom and the dad all at the same time, because there is no other parent around, it's a very stressful and straining thing. And he lived far away, so he would only come and see the kids every so often, but he was still their parent. So there was a lot of emotions involved in the kids coming to terms and accepting it. And I think they're finally at a stage in their life where they can finally talk about him and accept what's going on, and not go into a depressive state when all this has happened. But anyway, that's what this page is about. So getting to the layout, I don't want to talk too much about it because I did a lot of journaling, and it was kind of one of those, I came to terms with what had happened. So I used all of my all the pieces from this kit were from the Studio Calico July scrapbooking kit, and it's called Valley High. And I didn't want to over embellish this page because it is about something that is very emotionally involved. So I didn't want to take away from the page by over embellishing it. So all I more or less used was just tiny little bits of paper, and I'm using some modeling paste just to kind of give a little bit of dimension to the page. And you can kind of see me showing it here. So and I'm just putting these pictures down, and like again, I'm not adding a lot of embellishment to this page. I more or less just matted the picture, added a little bit pattern paper behind the photo, and then I'm just going to kind of I have a little bit of washi tape underneath. I didn't want to add too many hearts to this page because I didn't want it to be a very lovey-dovey, so to speak, page. So the only thing I had added heart-wise was these watercolored hearts that I had punched out, and that's actually watercolor paper, and I was experimenting, and I decided experimenting with gelato, so I decided I was just going to use that because I thought it kind of added a little bit of interest, and the kids did love them, so that kind of represents by the hearts. And I didn't use any of the letters that were in the kit because they were a little too big and a little bit too cursive, and to me cursive means frilly and flaunty. You know what I mean? I don't want to add too much frills to this. I want it to be very plain and sophisticated because this is a very sophisticated topic. So I used some afternoon, October afternoon mini market letters in the blue and cream, and then these white letters are from the DIY, or sorry, these are DIY thickers, and I'm not sure of the font. I can find out. I'll maybe put that below if you want to know. And so you can see some washi tape up at the top as well, and a strip of that pattern paper. And I should mention that you've probably seen in the video, I outlined everything with black pen as well. And here I'm just debating on putting bow tags in there, but I think I end up just putting one. Yeah, I do. It just, two just kind of felt a little too heavy for me. So I didn't want to add too much weight to this layout. So I'm just going to add a button to the other side just to balance off the pink from one side to the other side. That's the only reason why that button is there. And I decided I was going to use this French word that says, it's French word for autumn. It says automne. And I decided I would use it just to kind of add a interesting flair to the page, as this is probably the only time I would ever get to use it because he did die in autumn, so that's why I thought I would use it. And here I'm just pulling out some gray Studio Calico Baker's twine. Actually, I don't know if this is Studio Calico. This was kind of a sampling pack of some baker's twine that Studio Calico was selling. So I'm not even sure. It's probably Divine Twine or something like that. And I'm just going to put it around, thread it through the button, pardon me, and I'm just going to add a glue dot to the back, and then I'm going to stick it down, and then I'm going to tie it. That way it's a little easier to tie it when it's anchored down. So that's why I did it that way. Just fussing with the bow a little bit here just to kind of make it a little bit nicer. So just trimming off the tails, and then I'm just going to peel the button off because it was a little crooked. So if I peeled it up and then stuck it back down in the glue dot, it would sit a lot better. And then I was going to put the year up at the top. I was going to put in the blue one letters, but I didn't have enough zeros, I think is what it was. I was out of zeros. So I just used those same white font from the other letters, and I'm just going to use the 2006. Those ones have lots and lots of numbers in it, so I really like that. So again, just going to put down that wood veneer up there and kind of shove everything over because it was just kind of a little off. And I'm just going to kind of place down those clouds. And I don't know if it was raining that particular day that we found this all out, but I decided I wanted to use the rain clouds to kind of signify a sadder moment, I guess. And here I'm going to start my journaling, and again, my journaling took a long time because I filled the whole right side of the page. So I'm going to fast forward so you can kind of see it's full of journaling. And I'm going to take a date stamp, and I'm going to stamp it with today's date, not the date that it happened. I already signified in the very first sentence the date that it had happened. but I wanted to signify today's date because I did kind of bring it to the present, where I talk about how the kids have finally accepted his death. And I know it's been a long time, but I think it's one of those things where you just have to work through it. And then here I'm just going to glue down all these little clouds and the little ring pieces. And I decided I was going to try and add this button up to the top, but I don't. I just wanted to leave it a little less embellished than I was anticipating. So here are all the close-ups, and you can kind of see all of that really awesome journaling that explains all of the stories. And I added 2 of those little paper clips too from the Pure collection. So that's the layout, and thanks so much, Sandra, for the challenge, and I hope you guys stay tuned for the close-ups, and we will talk to you soon. Bye!